Hey guys, Iceman here. So I've been playing my necromancer, and just this morning I actually found a RUNE. And shortly after, I had to do my Nightmare Hell Forge, and this rune fell. So these are two of the three best runes that I found throughout my playing of Diablo 2 Resurrected, which isn't saying much, but it's saying a lot for my necromancer, who has been a true Dosser shithouse, as mentioned in my previous video. But I wanted to bring this up to you dogs, how the necromancer has been a damn good time. And I know a lot of you play your little sorceress, you play your little blizzwammon, you fly around and you cast your little cold spell on all the enemies. And although that's optimal for quickly getting endgame gear maybe, it can be quite rewarding just playing a obsolete class basically, or an obsolete starter class slash build. Not to say that this necromancer is entirely that, but in many ways he is, because as you can see in this video, he's slow as fuck. And as you saw in my gear just a moment ago, I actually traded for Homo. Before that, I was using a rare Necro Shield that gave 2 to Necromancer skills, and that was it. And actually just recently bought this Teleport Staff. You can go to Act 2 Drognan and basically get a map that where the arrangement is that the exit from town is right next to Drognan. I mean, I feel like half the time that's probably the case, seeing how there's only one other option where the entrance of town could be. So you roll a map with that, and then you can continually run in and out of town and shop him. I think you can do the same with, what's his name? Charcy, I think is his name, in Act 1. You can make a portal right next to him. But the problem is, in Diablo 2 Resurrected, as many of you know, the load times can be horrendous. And I do have this on a solid state drive. So the load times can be horrendous. So of course you could do that and shop him, Charcy in Act 1, and just take the portal in and out to constantly refresh his gear that he offers to try to buy a teleport staff. But I found the better route was to go to Act 2. And hell, I was only shopping it for a few minutes, and I got a teleport staff. Now the problem is with this character, as you probably saw, when I teleported on Switch, of course I have far less summon skills on Switch with the staff, I think I lost 2 skeleton warriors because they just poof, because all of a sudden I'm not at an adequate skill level to have 13 warriors at once. So that's something to keep in mind. But I have been actually trying out the mages. I have 1 point in them, and they really suck in D2R. So I don't know how much their damage skills per level if I keep pumping into them. Because with gear, I don't know, they're level 10 or something. I don't know what level they are with gear. I can have 6 up in total. But yeah, their damage just really sucks. And this is moving away from PD2 that I was familiar with, Project Diablo 2, the modded version. Because the skeleton warriors and the mages as well were quite viable. Even though they weren't, it wasn't optimal still for fast farming. But it was a good playstyle, and I really enjoyed it. So that's the thing, man, is I don't know. I might waste my skill points into mage right now to try to boost up their damage, because they really haven't. They do shitty damage. Of course, some argue that it's important to have cold mages because they'll help slow down bosses. So if you have Decrepify on the boss, then if you have your clay golem hitting the boss, and then if your mages are colding the boss with their skills, if you're lucky enough to get a couple cold mages, or you'll just have to keep rolling them until you do, then you could have that effect. But what if your mercenary has Vamp Gaze on him, which actually gives cold damage? Of course, he'll shatter a few corpses on occasion, to where you can't corpse explode them, but outside of that, I don't think there'd be a use for the cold mages, right? Because cold stacking on top of cold, I don't think is going to slow down the boss anymore, to my understanding. So this area right here, where I'm about to farm what is his name? Blister of Souls or something? Infector of Souls? I found my first high rune. It wasn't in this game, but I just kind of threw it down right here to showcase what happened. Right when I killed those guys, an Ohm rune fell. And I was Ice Dog was damn pleased with that shit. Hell yeah, look at that little toad. Absolute shekel of a rune. A thick shekel. And yeah, the problem is I don't really have anything directly that I want to make with it. Alright, I'm not looking to make a faith bow. I'm not looking to make one of those weird, obscure rune words. Doesn't like Fury, or is it Chaos? I think Chaos has a rune, Ohm rune in it. Gives your Assassin Whirlwind, thankfully still in D2R, classic Diablo. But yeah, I don't really have a purpose with this Ohm rune. So now, all of a sudden, you know, over my last hour of playing Diablo, I went from having a Lum rune as my top rune to now having an Ohm, a Mal, and an rune. But as you can see here, this is how I strategize killing Diablo. I summon, or I revive a bunch of those Pit Lord thingies. And it's really difficult without teleport, because they'll lag behind and they'll poof, and your skeleton warriors will do the same, and especially in narrow corridors. But that's my strategy for Diablo, and as you can see, it's quite slow. But this is a challenge, man. So you dogs can use your source and just fly around and cast your little blizzards and shit. But this is kind of rewarding, man. If you guys, you know, are considering running a different option, and of course you could find all the endgame gear and just give it to them. But I get bored if all of a sudden my character has all the endgame gear. I mean, I'm really considering making a single-player necromancer just for this euphoric experience, basically. And of course, there are other builds you could try as well, like I don't know, a frenzy barbarian, something that would be kind of challenging, you know, but still doable. Because of course, in that case, you could use berserk to get rid of the physical immunes, and it's quite cheap. You get a Lem rune, make a lawbringer. Now, this is one way that I control my minions in the TRAV. And actually in this video I've come to find that my necromancer can do TRAV with ease, basically. And now that I have Homo, I socketed Homo and put a perfect diamond in it, so it has 59 res all. And yeah, so now I'm getting some resist. And here we go, I'm farming Pindle and Eldrick and Shank. So, it was top secret. In the comments below, you guys should follow him. He makes some interesting videos. He recommended trying the Worldstone Keep, and I did some of that. That was a damn good time. It's a challenge. It was especially a challenge when my Necro had negative 50-some lightning res. So if you guys want to challenge yourself, you know, run the Worldstone Keep in hell with negative 50... I don't know, negative 70, fuck it, you know, negative 60 lightning res. That's a challenge, man. It's fucked up. But I was getting a little tired of losing experience. So yeah, I traded for Homo. And one of you in the comments made mention of how to use dim vision. See, that's really what I like about the necromancer, is there's really, surprisingly to some perhaps, there's a lot of variety. Like, my trap sin is very simple, and I think a lot of characters are very simple. You know, a lot of them are. The trap sin, I just walk around, I cast Cloak Shadows occasionally, cast a lot of Light Sentry, and cast a lot of Death Sentry, and it's easy and it kills a lot of shit. But this, you can be a lot more strategical, because there's Decrepify to slow things, there's Am Damage to have more damage, and to break immunities along with Decrepify. There's lower resist if you want to be a good teammate to some other players. And there's dim vision. And there's many other curses. There's terror. You can cause shit to just run away from you. You know, so you can be very strategic, really. And it comes into play more when your gear sucks and when you're a newbie. End game, you know, you're not really using any of that stuff anymore. But that's what I'm talking about, is just kind of the challenge in using shitty gear. Granted, I have Shaco now and SOJ and Homo. I'm really about to get a torch, so shit, this guy's on his way, really. But it has been rewarding playing him, and I think that once, you know, when I slowly attain the gear, like I might trade. I mean, I might have like Hodo on Switch and summon my minions with that Arm of Leoric, and I might need 2 homos, in fact. Because then switch back over to Hodo, even though I think a couple of my skeletons will crack if I only have Hodo on Switch. But still, you have the Castrate, you have the Resist All, and you have all skills then. So you have you know, some to Corpse Explosion, even though Arm of Leoric gives, I think, 2 to Poison and Bone, but Hodo gives 3. Another option would be White Wand. Another option even would be Death's Web. Because I have 14 points right now. I could put someone in Poison Nova, and what a crazy hybrid that would be. To have like a level 20 Poison Nova with just a few points and all its synergies, and a Death's Web, and a full-out Summoner / Corpse Explosion Necro. That's just something I'd like to mess around with, if maybe I have the opportunity. Maybe even a Bone or a White Wand with Bone Spear. Just pump those 13, 14 points into Bone Spear, have just one of all the synergies, have White on Switch. So I could go around and get some of my own kills occasionally, but I don't know how much damage it would actually do. It would probably do shit damage, because I think even for Bone Spear, you have to really be dedicated to it for survival and health. But I'd just be using it to supplement my maxed out summons and maxed out Corpse Explosions. I don't know, let me know your thoughts on these ideas in the comments below. Become a patron if you want. Appreciate you guys for supporting the Ice Boy. May the Creator bless you and keep you. And may you have many wives. Peace with you.